In United States, there is nutrition information, and you take 2 drops.
Okay, how can we put all this in a company?
Somebody has to stand up and say, people don't dare to speak out any longer. So some people have to stand up and say, let's use common sense. Let's analyze, is it really, really necessary what we are doing? But you see it with the smoking, with the drinking and all that. We are going the American way. And here we sit and laugh at the Americans, but what do? We do the same thing.
You are the second person that is complaining about Italians and Japanese way of dressing in meetings.
I'm not speaking Japanese, I'm speaking Europeans. I make no difference between you and the French and the German and the Swiss.
Regis McKenna said this about Italians and Japanese. He was joking anyway. And
the Japanese is the only culture which for me is totally different. I worked in China, I worked everywhere. I can communicate with Chinese, I can communicate with everybody. I cannot communicate with the Japanese because the culture is, and I have to respect that. They laugh differently, they see things differently, etc. And they are very formal. But as they are so formal in the day, have you seen them in the night when they are drunk?
Laying down all around the streets.
But you see, but I'm saying that if you go too far on that, people need to be normal. Why don't you mix? I was in Torino and there was an American who said he thinks that in US business is a little bit better because they are mixing a little bit more, they are more casual, etc. And therefore he thinks he said that I think America is doing fairly well. In Europe you have divided the world in 8 to 5. We do business, serious. Then we can go drinking and eating. Yeah. Mix it a bit. Go back in time. Okay. And we have to go back.
Who has to switch? Okay. Who has to do this switch?
We are going, if we continue like this, creativity is going to take typography. Has typography been as bad in history as it is today? Take typography. Look how anybody have typography today. You need to learn typography. I have learned from Bodoni. I have learned from all the big masters. Yes. And I know how it is.
Swedish, no?
Sorry?
Was
Bodoni in Parma was one of the real top guys.
Yes.
Okay. But anybody, you have lines that long. Nobody can read a line that long. Not in newspapers, but in other, etc. So there's a lot of, because anybody can go into that machine today. But to use that machine, you have to learn other things before.
Yes. And
last, because
what about the? No, do you speak about creative economy or not? What do you think about creative economy? The scenario, the future of communication. What do you think?
At this moment, I think there is great architects. I think there are great art. I don't think the communication is very good at this moment in time. And
all over the world.
All over. I think we have not understood that, and I will prove it tomorrow in front of you, that we haven't understood that the human brain can only take in 2 or 3 or 4 things. And we are giving thousands of things. We are over-communicating because we want to be sure that we don't miss anything. That is a huge problem in communication today. Be it in, I saw 2 TV spots when I was in England and I saw the match between the final, what was it? Was it with Milan and
Manchester?
There were 2 TV spots which stayed in my mind, and they showed about, I think, 25 in the halftime. One was iPod iTunes. Why? Because of the pure simplicity of the black and the white, and the green or the red background. I remember. Then I remember the new Ford Mondeo, because in the new TV spot Ford Mondeo, it was only balloons going up in the air and the car. They were not telling anything. But look at the TV spot today. They want to tell that and that and that and that. What the hell do you remember? Nothing. So of 25, I remember 2 which were the single-minded. And this single-mindedness, you need, I'm sorry here to say what I'm saying, you need some older people to help it, because it's very difficult for a 25-year-old person. I think I was good at the age of 50. I don't think I was good before. I think I became good about 45, 50. So you need to learn from an older generation certain basic things which will not change. You go to China, if in French, you speak a little bit of French. In the French-speaking Europe, je suis un vieux con. Excuse my. In China, je suis un vieux sage. Because of age, people will listen to me. That doesn't mean that I'm right. And this we have to also understand in Europe, that the old people have something up here, which they have magasiné, which they have like a computer. But they have not like, in the computer it's all there. But here it has been trié, it has been selected. What is important, what is not important, etc. You don't have that in the computer. You can make a program, yes, you can. But you still, it doesn't come natural. Here it comes because it's here, and suddenly, whoop, it comes up here. It's like when I speak 5 languages, there is certain words which are Italian words, and they come up here automatically. They don't do that in that machine.
A wise mix of an entire life of relationships.
Is that enough for you?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Because I have to
Have a good trip
I have to buy
in Milano.